Hello everyone, welcome back to Piston Cup Productions. Now here we are, wrapping off the year of 2025 Diecast with the final assortment of 2-packs, Case D, and the final assortment of singles, Case Z. Case Z has Cal Weathers, Kathy Copter, and again, Eugene Carbureski. Okay, both of those cases have been pretty scarce and hard to find. Unless you live in like California or maybe like some random other state in the country, it's kind of scarce to find these. I know O'Reilly's and auto parts stores do carry Case X here and there. Same with HEB. That's how I was able to get my Case X highlights. Luigi and Guido got it at HEB. Eugene Carbureski, O'Reilly Auto Parts. Cruz Ramirez had to buy it from a reseller in California because I thought I'd never find it. And well, I completely forgot this 2-pack existed, so now I have a complete duplicate of that one. So Danny, Cruz, and Kathy are the ones we're going to be taking a look at in this video. I was able to pick them all up at Target and only barely with these two because it seems like only one Target in my area has received Case Z's. Surprisingly, this year we did not have what I like to call the international exclusive, where it just does not arrive to the United States at all. That happened in 2023. It happened in 2024. In 2023, I believe, was the Pacer and Vladimir from Cars 2. And I think maybe Misty Motorcrest. And then 2024 was Mandy Fenderbender from Cars 1. I feel like a lot of people don't even have that one because it just never arrived here, like at all. And it didn't bleed into 2025 either. So Mandy Fenderbender, quite the rare one, did not arrive here at all. Maybe an O'Reilly auto parts store and I'm just not aware of it. We're going to start off with Cal Weathers. Now, do you think this is a good way to end off the year or a bad way to end off the year? One of these is good. The others, can't say the same thing. I really like this Cal Weathers. I'm quite the fan of it, actually. I'm not a hater on this one like the other two that we'll talk about. But I like his artwork. You know, it's a bit of a shame that we haven't seen a normal Cal Weathers, though, in a while. So we'll compare it to the rally version and see how different or similar it is. But yeah, hopefully Cal Weathers comes out next year. Hopefully this is a sign of the times of them reverting back to the Cars 3 racers, because a lot of people are looking for these guys. I feel like Cal should be a standard to release every single year, along with the King, Chick Hicks, Bobby, Brick, you know, all those veterans from Cars 3. But yeah, here we have a gimmicky version of it that doesn't even appear in the book. I mean, Cal does show up in the Race and Rescue book, but not in this look at all. So you can technically canonize it as a Mattel original. So let's see how Mattel did with their original design of Cal. Oh yeah, it says Cal Weathers on the bottom where you can barely see it, and the number 42 right there. Now, they are only one per case, so it makes it even more of a challenge to find. I'll put the case assortment on the screen. But let's go ahead and see this guy. This is one I was looking forward to because that Richard Petty blue is always fantastic to see. All right, let's go ahead and bring out the normal Cal Weathers. So headlight placement and his little mustache grill seem to be about the same. Expression is just a little bit different. I like it. It looks cute. Here, this looks more like Cal in Cars 3. This looks a little bit more babyish, if that makes sense. But it's just a simple eye change, really. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I feel like this expression fits him a bit more, though. This one just looks a little bit too kitty-like. No Dynaco logo on the hood. Instead, we have the Rally Race 200 logo. It's the same one that Rally Race Lightning McQueen has. I'll bring that guy out in a bit so we compare the two. I feel like they'll look great together. I really wish the King was in this line, though. We got the mismatch colored wheels, so we have gray and red. So, you know, like Chick and McQueen and Cruz, Jackson, they all had the mismatch colored wheels. No light year text on the fender here. Number 42, Rally Race logo. Arrow pointing where to lift up the vehicle. It's the same little line. No sponsors whatsoever. The sort of like dots on the bottom are in the same exact spot. So even the number's exactly the same. Down to the red they use on there. Well, this is more of an orange, but yeah, not a whole lot of differences so far. It's pretty similar to just a regular old Cal Weathers. Red Dynaco text instead of the orange and white. There's the back. The gray part wraps around the entire vehicle, even on the bumper. From the back, it kind of looks like Punchy Wipeout for a second. Dynaco logo, his little camera. The top, you gotta flip it around to make it make sense. Rally Race 200, Dinoco. The other side. So he's pretty similar to how the regular one already looks. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, it works. It's okay. You know, he didn't appear in the book. He's pretty simplistic. It almost looks identical to the original. It's just, you know, red Dinoco text, Rally Race logo, and different colored wheels, and they kind of just called it a day. It's not as different as like Chick or McQueen or even Jackson, you know, but, oh, well, it's okay. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not the best. All right, Kathy Copter. Oh, boy. Where do we start with this one? Let me bring my thoughts together for this one, because this one's going to be quite the journey to talk about. So when I first saw this thing, I hated it with a burning passion. I truly did. This is a Piston Cup reporter, not a rescue vehicle. Why is she here? I did review the Race and Rescue book a couple weeks ago. Lo and behold, she's not in the book. Neither is Morgan Martins, Adam Rodriguez, or Jeff Gorvet, and especially Kathy Copter. So, this is a complete Mattel original. I don't understand why this thing exists. I really don't. You know, one would argue, oh, well, Mattel just wanted rescue vehicles in this collection. They just wanted, you know, they wanted to put the rescue emphasis onto this line, with Morgan Martins being the ambulance and Kathy being the rescue chopper. Hold on for a second. First of all, they don't even appear in the book. So that makes this less credible already, and unnecessary, and just like it feels like a cash grab. In the book, it's called the Radiator Springs Rescue Crew. So it's a private event free from any Piston Cup media or reporters. So why is this reporter here? And she just looks goofy as hell. Like, she does not fit into this at all, in my opinion. I mean, it's a helicopter, not even a car. So here we are buying helicopters now in the Diecast Cars line. I know they did so many more helicopters back in the day, but just feels so random to do every single Diecast this year, a rolling vehicle, and then random helicopter, just throw it in the last assortment of the year. Mind you, these are the last cars from Thailand ever. Well, for now at least, unless they decide to change back. Because remember now, in 2026, they're going back to made in China vehicles. So officially, with bases that say made in Thailand, these are the last vehicles. Is that a perfect way to go out? I'm not sure. Okay. Design-wise, it's a Mattel original. Does it look good? It's okay. You know I throw a lot of hate to this one because it just doesn't exist, and her existence just doesn't make any sense. But the design is okay. You know, like, here's the normal Kathy Copter from 2022. A couple years ago, not too long ago. Let's go ahead and unbox it and see if it's as bad as we say it is. Wow, the glue on these is really tight on this time. No need of preserving these boxes. Okay, Kathy Copter from Race and Rescue. Blue cap with the Race and Rescue logo with just yellow, nothing else on there really. And the sides, Rescue, super grainy looking printing. It's like super low quality, like it just looks so grainy. I know you see it, you can't say you don't. It's crystal clear on the hat though. It looks nice. There's her face. She's got the little camera spotlight, whatever the heck it is, on the bottom. Hey, and they actually painted it in. The original does not have it painted in. So that, I can say, is an upgrade. And they painted the mouth in too, so how about that? So, you know, there's a couple of cool things with this one. But at that point, wouldn't it have been easier to just make a brand new chopper for Radiator Springs instead of reusing one that doesn't make sense at all? Like, this is a Racing Sports Network RSN Piston Cup reporter. She's got the reporting earpiece on her. She's got the logos all over her. She's got a freaking spotlight or camera, whatever that is. And here she is, a rescue vehicle apparently. Well, what is she gonna rescue, bro? You can't even take a car inside of her to like a hospital. So what's the point of a rescue helicopter in this universe? But that's its own type of discussion. Yeah, kind of done and done. Goodbye. care less for that one. All right. Danny Suarez and Cruz Ramirez 2-pack. Let's get into it. There's the packaging. We had Cruz as a single, so the single is pointless now if you purchased it. I'm one of those suckers. New for 2025. The back. And both their names at the bottom, Danny and Cruz Ramirez. So Cruz Ramirez I have taken a look at before. I'm going to keep this one compared to the one I had as a single because the one I have as a single has a complete misprint on the eyes. They're just slanting down at the eyelid at the top where her yellow, part of the eye is. This one's at least fixed. So I'll keep this one for sure. But it's the exact same thing. I don't really see any difference with this whatsoever. Yep, exactly the same. Of course, the China one for 2026, completely different color, different mouth, different expression for the eyes. Completely better, it's an upgrade all around. But, if we're talking pre-2026 cars existence being known and found in stores, yeah, it's just a regular Cruz Ramirez. Now, Danny Suarez here. Oh my goodness. Another one that they just completely fumbled. Just like Cal, I feel like it just looks so similar to the already existing counterpart. Now, there's a lot of problems with this one. Number one, why is the net here? That's a NASCAR thing on the NASCAR diecast at Walmart. Why is it here? Number 99? Really? He's 19 in the movie. On the NASCAR one, it's 99, but that's because it's the IRL driver. But really? Like, we're just going to change something from the movie? It's just so inconsistent. Like, Thailand has not made a Danny Suarez, ever. All we have is the Vietnam metallic NASCAR one and the original China one. That's all we got. So here we have, finally, Danny from Thailand. It looks nearly identical. Like, if they release Danny from Thailand next year, I'm pretty sure he's going to be similar to this. Same expression and everything. Gone is this expression that kind of looks like he did in the third movie. Now he's got the basic sort of lifeless sort of look. I like the rally race logo on the front there. The mismatched wheels is just like the opposite of Cruz's. Like, you see it? I could grab this one and put it here and grab this one and put it over there. You put them like this and, hey, look at that. Wheels are matching up. I don't like how the mismatched wheels look. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of it. It just looks like a regular Danny Suarez. Nothing special. The bolt is there, or whatever that line, yellow streak is, whatever. It's not shiny foil anymore. It's just flat yellow. Nah, this one's just not doing it for me. It just looks so bland and I don't know. Like, if you remove the rally race logos, that's just a regular Danny Suarez. Is it not? Heck, it even looks like a NASCAR one from certain angles. No, just ain't for me, Chief. Okay, so that's essentially it, guys. Not much to say. A total of 3 vehicles that we took a look at. Actually, no, 2. Kathy doesn't exist. But it's kind of a mediocre way to end off the year, don't you think? Like, I would have liked to go off with a bang. But unfortunately, this is what Mattel has given us this year. And after this, I think, thankfully, I'll talk about Race and Rescue less and less. It's finally over. War is over. We finally got this out the way. Let me know, out of these 3, who was your favorite? I'm going to have to go with Kel. But at that point, the standards are just low. Thanks for watching.